OMGs, boys, girls, in-betweeners, welcome back. It's Red Gammon here to share with you some breaking Street Fighter V news regarding my waifu and hopefully yours, Juri. Now, as we all know, Juri is going to be a DLC character for Street Fighter V being released within the next 6 months of the game. That said, we don't know anything about when she's going to be released or until now, what she's going to look like. The only thing we do know so far is that Alex is going to be the first character coming out in March. There's no date on Juri whatsoever at this stage. I'm hoping obviously sooner rather than later, but right now something magical has happened. Something amazing is that even though we don't have a reveal trailer for her yet, we don't know what she's going to look like in the game, we do know what she's going to look like. Now, I did make a previous video not that long ago discussing the kind of changes I would like to Juri. I talked about a few different things. I said they should probably keep her costume kind of the same. They should probably change her hair, maybe a couple of other details, but should largely keep things very similar overall, kind of what they've done with Ryu and Chun-Li. And Capcom have turned out to do the exact opposite of what I asked. They've kept her hair the same and changed her outfit, but before we go into anything else, let's show you what we've actually seen of Juri. Now, she's obviously not in the game right now, but she does appear in the animated cutscene for Cammy's story mode. Now, as we all know, Cammy and Juri go way back. They've got a history going back to Super Street Fighter 4 with the dolls and Sin and all those other things, so it does make sense that she would show up in Cammy's campaign. It's only brief, it's only for one scene, and we only have an illustration of her, but here it is.
Please come back. I promise.
Looks like things are getting interesting.
Wasn't that amazing? Wasn't that just fucking awesome? So what do we know? Well, first of all, we know obviously they have the same voice actress back to play her, which is amazing. I don't know her name off the top of my head, but she is really good. I do love the very sadistic tones that she has for Juri. And beyond that, like I said, they've changed quite a bit about Juri. She no longer has her kind of taekwondo-ish kind of uniform, no spider motif that we can see. She's instead wearing a very revealing, very close-fitting jumpsuit, which displays a more than ample amount of cleavage, going straight down the middle in a very deep V-cut. Now, the weird thing is that her hoots, like her boobs, I'm sorry to point this out, but they are huge in that picture. Obviously, that's probably not going to be the case in the game. This is just an artist's interpretation. He may have just been feeling particularly frisky that day. I don't know. Someone did point out to me, if we're going to talk about boob sizes, someone actually did point out to me that if you compare Cammy's Street Fighter 4 model to a Street Fighter 5 model, she's definitely a bit heftier in a Street Fighter 5 model, but we won't know until we see Juri. Aside from that, as a Juri fan, I love the design. I think it looks great. I think it looks very similar to some similar kind of outfits I've seen in mods for the PC version, which I did run for a while I was using the PC version, and so as a result, it does look great. She kind of looks like a Rule 63 version of Big Boss from Metal Gear Solid 5, really, when you think about it. If like that suit was black instead of purple, it would look very close to the kind of thing that he really wears. Outside of that, the weird kind of thing, the only thing that really off-puts me about this costume is the eye patch. I've never really been a big fan of characters that have eye patches in anime. I know they are a staple of anime, especially with female characters for some reason. But as you can clearly see in this cutscene, she is wearing an eye patch to cover up the feng shui engine. Now, the thing about the eye patch is that it may not actually be part of the outfit that we're seeing here. Now, obviously this is a story cutscene, and with story cutscenes, you are allowed a certain amount of leeway, and given the fact that this is taking place when she's not in fighting stance, she's not in combat, she's clearly not about to go throw down with Cammy, I think that it's worth considering that this may actually not be something that she's going to wear for the final outfit that we see in the game. Reason for that being is that if you've seen the Street Fighter 4 OVA, the one that came out with the release of Super Street Fighter 4 where Juri was first introduced, it's a fantastic movie first and foremost. If you haven't seen it, by all means go out and see it now if you are a fan of Juri like I am. That aside, it does detail how she got the feng shui engine in her eye, and more importantly, the SIN would take it out between missions to service it, to perform maintenance, to perform tests, and while she wasn't wearing it during missions, she did wear an eye patch in those scenes. So it does stand to reason that it may not be a part of a character at all. I'm not saying that it won't be, I just kind of hope that it's not because, I don't know, just like I said, not a big fan of eye patches. That aside, I think she looks fucking great. I think that in a game where so many things can go wrong with people's outfits, a lot of people haven't been happy with the way that Ken looks, or that the fact that they made Birdie fat or anything else, I am just super stoked about this design. I saw this and I'm not even gonna lie, my hands were literally shaking as I was looking at this, just so freaking excited to finally lay eyes on my girl in all her glory, and she's looking fucking great, and I can't wait to see her final reveal trailer when she is released as DLC. Anyways, that's it for me, guys. I promise, release a reaction trailer when Juri does finally get revealed properly for the game. It'll be the first reaction trailer ever on this channel, so if you guys do want to see that, by all means, hang around, stick around to see that appear in the coming months. But until then, enjoy yourselves, play the hell out of Street Fighter V, I know I will be, and I will see all of you very soon.